There we go. Is that working now? There we go. Oh. My bad, guys. I accidentally went live on the wrong stream here. I was setting up some other stuff and boom, I made a mistake. So let me turn this off. Delete forever. There we go. Sorry about that. I'll recap here for everybody. My bad, guys. I started up on the wrong stream here. Hey, Verlap, Bullish Beaver, Lorilla Scratcher, Luke Stroud, and Adam. Happy to see you guys again. So basically today we're going to be talking a lot about what happened with Bitcoin today. Obviously the news surrounding that with the jobs report, the extra data coming out over the next few days, the dollar index, which was massive. And then we'll be just chilling for a little bit, kind of going over some other news that was happening. And hey, Nicholas, happy to see you back, my man. Sorry about the weird notification, guys. That was definitely my bad here. I forget how many streams I have running up sometimes. Sometimes my software chooses the wrong thing. So we're going to give a treat to Loki very fast if he comes over. He'll be over here in a second. There you go. Look at him. See, he's majestic right now. Absolutely majestic. Whoosh. Can I have it said? You give me nice. What? Whoop. Good boy. Yeah, there you go. All right. Loki's having a good day here. I know Bitcoin had a really rough day. Sorry I wasn't able to stream last night. I had to go take my car into the shop because the brakes were acting up, so that kind of took a little bit more time than I thought. Couple things. I know YouTube does not promote my content that much right now, and again, you know, I'll figure that in time how to make better content and stuff like that. But if you guys can, double check for my videos that happen around noon or midnight. Sometimes I try to do both. Sometimes I can only do one depending on my schedule. But what I did yesterday was I did make a video talking about why I'm not buying Bitcoin right now and how I started to see the 4-hour chart basically coming down. So if you look at this right here, 4-hour, see how the oscillators are coming back down around 9 a.m. yesterday? So that noon video kind of talked about that. Just keep an eye out for that type of stuff because for whatever reason, maybe the thumbnails aren't that good. Maybe the way I talk doesn't keep people engaged for long enough, which I think is actually the big thing there. I'm giving you guys some stuff there. So make sure to at least look out for it if you can. You can watch it in 2x speed if it's a little bit too slow for you guys. But I do think it's important that you guys watch that if you guys are able to. And hey, her, I'm happy to see my man 88 Chrome Dome. Happy to see you as well. And hey, Seymour Liddy. There you go. Appreciate it, my man. And what do you call it? Thanks. I know I'm working on the thumbnail game here, but it's still it's so difficult here, guys. I'm still getting used to this YouTube stuff, and I've been into this for like, what, 2-3 years now? 3 years now, Jesus, yeah. So you guys can feel the new style that I'm creating there, and it seems to be working a little bit better here. It's that style and the style of me just being outside because you guys know it's gonna be a chill talking video, which is always nice. It's not the MM crazy one, but it does its trick. So here's Bitcoin charts that you guys already know about. Here's the daily, here's the 4-hour, the 1 hour, and the 15 up here. Okay, if you guys look at the daily, starting off with this, excuse me, burping up a little bit. Honestly, today wasn't really a horrible day for Bitcoin. It really wasn't. I know there was a lot of people freaking out and stuff. It was a horrible day for altcoins. And you know why it was a horrible day for altcoins? Because the dollar index spiked hard with the earnings report. Hard. All right, so I want you guys to understand this for down the road. The dollar index is important for Bitcoin. It really is. But it's super duper duper important as far as altcoins are concerned. You guys can see Bitcoin right here. All right, you can see how yesterday we had that move right there. If I zoom in a little bit more, go to auto, actually take off auto because all those order blocks, you can see the move that we had. You go over here to something like a Dogecoin, you can see the drastic nature of it. Solana, not so much. Again, Ethereum, not so crazy. However, Book of Meme, massive drop right here. STMX, massive drop. Milady token, massive drop. AMP, massive drop. Ape, massive drop, and so forth here. Okay, so altcoins took this a lot worse than expected, and that was a surprise to me because I thought maybe if Bitcoin went down, they may go down like, what did I say, like 5-10%. I didn't think they would go down 15 to 20%. That was absolutely insane. It actually makes me think that a lot of people are very heavily levered up in a lot of those tokens. So I just want to remind you guys, if you guys do go with my methodology of when you guys should be buying and opening up those types of swing trades, what I'm looking for here is for the green change of character, which we've already been having for a long time. But we also need to have the MACD on the weekly chart turn green, which it has not. It's not been green since April 22nd. And we need the RSI to turn green, and it hasn't been that way also since like around April 8th. So it's still going to be a while here before I get completely bullish where I do that swing trade. The other way of thinking about it, of course, is that that Fibonacci level, but we'll talk about that a little bit here. So we're on the edge. We're still looking fine. You know, we're still fine here. Things are looking okay, but altcoins definitely took a hit today. I wouldn't say Bitcoin was in a very bad spot overall. I know people are freaking out about it, but if you just look at it from a historical, you know, it could have been a lot worse off for some of those days that we had where Bitcoin just crashed down like, you know, 10, 15% in a couple of days. We didn't have anything like that, not even remotely close, not even as bad as it was back over here. Okay, so relax with Bitcoin. I think I'm taking this opportunity to buy more dips as far as altcoins are concerned, and that's where my plan is for right now. So again, this is a day trader's market. This is not a swing trader's market. If you guys want the swing trader's market, you guys have to go over here to Bitcoin, go over to that weekly chart that we've been looking at. We have to break out and hold above 72,359. I think the hard level of resistance right now, where all the shorts are at, is around 72,000. So if we break above that, short squeeze, pop goes the dynamite, you know, boom, we're good to go. But we're not there yet, and we do kind of have a little bit of a time limit here. It's not the most important one because, of course, we have been down below it before a few times. We really don't want to break down below that 20-week moving average, and I don't think we will as long as the CPI data and the FOMC data, FOMC minutes is actually good for us. I think that's the catalyst that makes us break out next month. Next week. Not next month. All right, so before we get going here with everything else, though, just as a reminder, we've been watching this dollar index for a while now. Some people talk about it, some people don't. I think it's important to talk about this. Yeah, when that data came in, you can see all the work that we had been doing from that breakdown earlier and looking to break down below this massive level of support. I mean, look how fast that was. And you can see how bad Bitcoin was after that as well. So we're still at around support levels here. We're not in any crazy spot, but you can see, you know, we're going more sideways now, which to me symbolizes that, hey, if you want to see Bitcoin go back above the 72,000, you know, go to all-time highs and things like that, it really depends on how well inflation does with the CPI data coming out on Wednesday, PPI data coming out on Thursday, and then finally FOMC minutes coming out on Wednesday as well. I forgot about the FOMC minutes, which is wild because normally I don't, but if I go over here to economic calendar, here you guys go. Look at this. That is just hurting my eyes with how zoomed in it is. There you go. So this is set. It says this week, but it really means the following week. So it starts off with this 10th, nothing happening. The Tuesday optimism index, it's okay. Wednesday, CPI year over year, consumer price index, you guys, core CPI year over year, yada yada yada. FOMC interest rate decision, then Fed Chair Jerome Powell press conference. I probably will not stream that night on Wednesday unless I really have to. Because I'm going to be streaming most of the day on Wednesday here to talk about all the craziness going on, because whatever the technicals kind of align to, if it's good news or bad news, it'll affect how the whole rest of the day goes out. So I might be streaming from like, you know, 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time to maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon for like a very long stream here. Or if I need to, I'll break it up into two, maybe look, use the bathroom or something, I'll take a break. Who knows? But, you know, that's the gist right now. So as we wait for this to really kick off now, all of a sudden, we're back to where we started a few days ago. I mean, where are we at? We're back to where we were Tuesday. As crazy as that sounds, you know, it's not that bad for Bitcoin. Where it's bad is, of course, altcoins. All right. So that brings me back to this chart very fast. All right. Daily chart still good to go. We're still above support levels. If you guys are afraid of Bitcoin breaking down, be afraid if it comes below 66,500. Until then, we're kind of fine. You can see on the 4-hour chart right here. This is why I love this little overlay. So my head's not actually blocking this one. You guys can see the easy support level right there. That's one. And there's another one way down here that you guys are going to be aware of. And then finally, one way down here that you guys may know or may care about. This is all the way down at 60,000 bucks. So I don't really think about it too much right now. I'm really focusing on this one around 66,000 to 64,000 or 65,000, that range over there. Okay, so keep an eye on them. 1-hour chart still bearish at this point, so just be careful. The 15 minutes is showing a little bit of life here, but man, it's you know, it's not really the best day trading atmosphere if you ask me. I'd be much more likely just to wait this out, wait for something to settle down a little bit more, and then try to attack it. I've been looking for some tokens that might be moving up a little bit better right now, but like, they're really those meme tokens that have come down a lot today, and they're probably just going through some type of dead cat bounce. Because what I'm afraid of here today, guys, is like always, no, not always, usually when we come into contact with the 20-day moving average, there seems to be a lot of volatility around that. So you can see some, not much volatility around here, a little bit right there, a lot over here, a lot over there, a lot right here, a little bit, you know, and a lot over here, a lot right there, a lot of stuff going over there. So I would say it's right now it's been happening by like 80% of the time, 4 to 5 times. We have a pretty big move. My fear here is if you guys aren't prepared for this type of move and you guys are over leveraged, just make sure you guys have a stop loss, because if we're not able to fix this, I would say, because we're kind of still in this kind of like neutral bullish mode, that neutrality can still kind of kick you in the butt here. What you might see is actually Bitcoin coming all the way back down here to 66,900 levels, maybe bouncing off, but maybe even wicking all the way down here towards the 50-day moving average, and that's centered around 65,753. So if you guys aren't prepared for that, just be aware that is a possibility for today, at least until we start seeing some good economic data that would most likely be happening. Let me get this out of here. On Wednesday, which really is just right there. Or is that right here, actually? So we're pretty close. You guys are going to have to do a lot of holding up until that day, because this is the day where everything can really turn positive, or things can get so bad that we drop all the way down here to $60,000. One of those two big things is going to be happening. I'm dollar cost averaging, so no matter what happens, I know Bitcoin's going to go back up, but you know, it still takes a toll on your mental health to just watch your assets go down here. So just prepare yourself for that. Now, as far as what's going on today is, you know, thinking about the most volatile tokens, you know, there's not really much. I'm looking what's up the most in the last 24 hours. Not much. What's down a lot in the last 24 hours? Oh yeah, Conflux, DYDX is down a lot, Floki's down a lot, Gala's down a lot, Dog with Hat's down a lot, Pepe's down a lot. You know, I might be looking for these for some dead cat bounces, and I'm looking over the last hour. You know, SEI, that one's doing okay, and Ordi is doing okay for the last hour here. So I might be more inclined to try to day trade some of those if you're looking for long opportunities. Anything else, it's just, you know, even meme coins as a whole. Look at this. Last 24 hours, you know, you had GameStop. Oh, it has to readjust. Looks like Super Trump is up, Brett is up, but most things are down right now. We have a few, Andy. You actually got a few. I mean, okay, the market cap is at 10 million, so you guys probably aren't trading those. But maybe Cat in a Dog's World could be something interesting. AI Doge got slaughtered today. Poor Doge. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, but that's gonna be the case here for a little bit. Okay. Now, a couple of news articles just to kind of give you guys an idea of what happened today. The market backs off on hopes of interest rate cuts following the strong jobs reports. I think we're still looking for them to happen sometime in September, honestly, but this just made it so they might not happen earlier than September, or the odds for September are just less, and that was enough to cause that dollar index to freaking spike here. So we'll have to wait and see how that works out. But basically, I took some notes here. So this is what was basically said in the article. May's surprising pace of job growth and wage rise added to the conviction that the Federal Reserve will stay on hold through this summer and possibly beyond. Pace of job growth and wage rise. The wage rising was also something that was not expected. Now, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported Friday that non-farm payrolls increased by $272,000 for the month, 2,000 people per the month, or jobs, I guess, considerably higher than the Wall Street consensus of 190,000. That's a lot more, and well above April's comparatively muted gain of 165,000. In addition, I would say this is the big part here, even beyond the jobs, if you ask me, or it really complemented how bad the jobs report was for inflation, you would say. In addition, the average hourly earnings rose 4.1% over the last 12 months, more than expected. If people are getting paid more, that means the restaurant, the job, the business has to pay that person more, which means they raise their costs, which gets passed on to the next guy that wants that particular service. So that's going to be something, again, that's just not going to be good for us going forward. Good for the people getting paid more money, though. That way it feels like inflation's not as bad to them, you know? So we got some stuff there. Also, I guess we have to talk about this because this was actually a really crazy day. So GameStop tumbles 40% as Roaring Kitty trader says little new about retailer on live stream. I don't think he was supposed to say much. I think he just wanted to chill with people, but I don't know. Did you guys watch this? Did you guys watch this stream? I did not. I was actually sleeping at the time. I was up really, really late. It just seemed like people had either loved it or they hated it. And so, like, let me actually click on this very fast. Right? He was talking a little bit on it. Actually, let me do this. Yeah. There you go. So this was his little stream here earlier today. I'm not going to play the audio for you guys, but basically he was talking about GameStop. He had like fake bandages and stuff on him here. It was very wild. But I'm actually curious to see what you guys saw, because I'm not taking time out of my day to watch this, but I'm curious to see if you guys watched it. I heard there was a lot of craziness going on. Actually, I got a message from Babyfish. I wasn't able to respond, but he was talking to me about this. And apparently there was like 700,000 people watching at one point. So, I mean, there's definitely a lot of people looking for this. And look at this. He's down $163 million today, which is wild. Plus the 72 million. His total gains are still crazy. Don't get me wrong, but like that, wow. This is why you sell when you're up high, but he's part of a movement, I guess you would say. So typically you might not be, you might not be, you know, selling at the appropriate times if you're part of a movement. You know, so that was also interesting to watch there. Now, one last thing here before we start going on other news here. So, Arthur Hayes predicts the impending bull run for Bitcoin as G7 central banks start easing policy. This is mixed, I would say, right now. Now, we'll talk about what he's saying, and I'll kind of give my little rebuttal to it. Not sound like I made so much of a rebuttal. It's like, remember this while you're thinking of this type of stuff, right? So the BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes believes the recent policy shifts by global central banks herald the start of a significant bull run for Bitcoin and high potential altcoins. Hayes highlighted the recent rate cuts by the Bank of Canada and the European Central Bank as pivotal moments. I don't think those are necessarily pivotal moments, just because it feels like that's making the dollar go up, and that's making their currencies go down. So the dollar gets stronger in that scenario, right? Which is overall, I think, not the best for Bitcoin here. Now, Hayes said the recent rate cuts by the BOC and the ECB are strange, given that inflation in both regions remains above their 2% targets. He speculated that these cuts might be a coordinated effort to manage the yen's value and prevent a potential devaluation of the Chinese yuan, which could destabilize the global financial system. So I think that's part of it here. However, this is the big point I want you guys to recognize. Hayes sees the conditions as a catalyst for the crypto market. He indicated that he sees the shifting in his own investments from stablecoins back into high conviction shitcoins, although he plans to reveal specific tokens only after securing his positions, right? So I think what he's saying here, honestly, is that the fact that other countries are cutting rates means that America should be cutting rates fairly soon, right? So I can kind of see where he's coming from that, but Jerome Powell has been very, very sticky about this type of stuff. So has inflation been in the United States. Right now, inflation is priced to start. Rate cuts are priced in to be cut in September. We're only in July. We're at the beginning of July. No, May, June. We're in the beginning of June. Oh my God, June. We're not even there yet. June, July, August, September. So basically waiting like maybe 4 more months probably before you even get a cut. And I think Bitcoin can go to all-time highs before that cut. But I believe an altcoin season really might not start until September, which makes me think that if Bitcoin's able to break out next week because we have good data, imagine, you know, this we're bouncing off the 20-day moving average today, and we kind of just like slither along for a little bit, or even if we break down, we hover in this general area right there, okay? Wednesday comes along, good CPI data. Jerome Powell's like, yeah, let's rumble and tumble here. And then you see Bitcoin break out and settle. If that's the case, really, let me see. There we go. Weekly chart. If Bitcoin's making that move up here to the next Fibonacci level, which happens to be 104,000, we don't know if it's exactly going to hit that. That's just the next Fibonacci level based off of what we've been using so far. If it does hit that, you know, then you could see Ethereum obviously breaking out here, going up to that next level up here towards 6,600. You could see Solana again breaking out right here and trying to go back up here maybe towards $600, something really crazy like that. For me, when it comes to Solana, honestly, I'm much more of like it already has a high market cap. I don't think it has to go super far, but you might be looking at something more like this, right? Or maybe it comes back up here towards, I see even 700 is something so wild to me. I'll have to figure out the better way to manage that here, but maybe somewhere up towards $300. I can see something like that happening. I think there is enough money out there, but you know, where Dogecoin can get back up here to previous highs, maybe around 33 cents during that time. WIF comes back, well, WIF is already at a good spot, but you know, WIF breaks such all-time highs. That's what I'm really looking for right now, I would say. All right, let's back over here to Bitcoin. There you go. You can kind of see how Bitcoin, again, it's, if I have this still right here, do I have that? 20, there you go. There you go. Right there is the 20-day moving average, that line. That 20-day moving average is basically what we're trying to bounce off right now. We'll see if there's a larger push to get us down below that. But right now, that's kind of the support level where you do not want to break down below. Bitcoin may just come down a few more percent today. Altcoins may come down another 10%, like, you know, two multiple 10-day, 15% days in a row. It would be not a good day. And hey, Michael, happy to see my man as well. Doge, eat Doge. What do you call? Oh, no, I don't even know what that means. But did I watch the Roaring Kitty live stream? No. I was sleeping today. Guys, I fell asleep at like 4 o'clock in the morning today. I was so tired. Then I had a few phone calls with people today. And then what did I do? I played outside with Loki. Made some lunch, basically a smoothie. And I took a shower. And I did a deep clean of my face today. So that was fun. But yeah, that's pretty much all I did today. Didn't do hardly any work besides kind of reading on my phone what was going on with the job support and stuff. I made a video for you guys, you know, some minor stuff. He was drinking a beer. Oh yeah, I mean, hey, you know, Roaring Kitty, he doesn't care what happens to him. He can do whatever he needs to do. I watched for a few minutes and I left. Oh, so it was bad? Okay, it was bad. I don't know. I don't know. It's not my type of humor, that stuff usually. So, but I didn't even know it was coming on until Babyfish actually messaged me saying, "Hey, this is wild." And I was like, I don't know. I'm. You guys know me. My humor is a little bit different. I can have a good time. I can laugh. I can make jokes and stuff. But it's usually in a whole different setting than whatever he was trying to do. As I kind of like look back, I didn't hear anything he said, but of course, but you know, as I looked at his outfit. And hey, Steve, how you doing, man? How goes it? Still above ground? Oh yeah, it's doing fine right now. I'm hanging out with Loki here. Loki's here. You guys can see Loki very fast. Hello. 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 He's trying to really wonder if he should be coming up or not. Loki. Loki. Oh, okay. Want to come up here? Up. I like how he has his specific way of coming up. Yeah. So, playing with him all day. So, I was in bed with him earlier, and I was making my sheets and stuff, and basically, I was trying to bite his feet, and he was not happy with me. So he started treating me as like a puppy, where he wanted to like growl and like bite me, like like not like snap, you know, but like, oh, I'm gonna get you if you don't stop. So I thought that was really cute, and so I just ended up putting my hand in his mouth. I was like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. He was like, "Wow," gave me a little grunt. He was like, ran off. Yes, you should, good boy. I think right now he just wants another treat. That's basically all he's been going for. Well, okay, well, here you go. Yep. Oh. Okay, good boy. Yep. Good. All right. You don't get to have more treats. Get back down there. There you go. But yeah, it's been a good day so far, I would say. I need to get some sleep tonight, though. That's for sure. Actually, I'm going out tonight, but I'm gonna, as soon as I get to the cigar lounge, I have to, what do you call? I'm getting like a double shot of espresso immediately. Double shot of espresso. Gonna order some dinner there, which is gonna be a nice thing of berries. I love their, like, they have a big monster bowl of berries for like $5. Great. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it tonight. Then I'm gonna pass out. What are my thoughts on Polkadot? Well, it depends on what you're thinking about Polkadot. Like, it seems to be the thing to stake. That seems really what it's only there for. I've never really done much with it. You can see it had a really bad day today. It dropped all the way back down to the April lows pretty much, or you could even say the lows for May. It doesn't look that healthy right now. It looks like it actually wants to continue going down. Let me see right here. The daily oscillators are bearish. Yeah, all bearish. The 4 hours all bearish right now as well. 2 hours still bearish. 1 hour's pretty bearish here as well. 30 minutes is evening out right now. 15 minutes has been okay for a hot minute, but yeah, it's just not really looking good at this point in time. I don't know what caused it to come down so fast. People really must have too much of this, or there's just too many stop losses, because that was Yeah, that was about 15-30 minutes. It was down about 15%. I don't know. If you're looking for something of a longer term trade, I would probably dollar cost average this move, but this is not something I would be swing trading. And this goes for most coins that you guys are talking about right now. I'm not swing trading anything unless it's up to 30 hours, and that's how long I think a lot of these moves happen. And even guys, remember, even if you guys want to swing trade, the majority of the time while we're playing these moves and you guys using my strategy, it's probably going to only last about 7 to 10 days for each individual trade. So if we went over here very fast and I just pulled up this, let's get out of the drawing tool because I hate the drawing tool right now. There we go. All right, and we go over here and we use the colored candle so you guys can see what's going on, okay? Let's say you guys are using change of character and break of structure. Usually most of the moves that you guys are looking for happen within 7 to 10 days. So this is one right here. Let's say you bought the top. No, you didn't buy at the bottom. You bought right here. It's okay sometimes, right? That big move happened in 5 days, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You still walked away with like 5%. You could be happy with that with leverage. You could even be happy without leverage. But you can see that most of you guys probably would have sold up here at resistance, which is why I told you guys get ready for some scaling out way back over here. This time we actually had some momentum and we still got knocked down. However, again, this was all green. You could have been trading on the 4-hour chart. And this one right here, this is more of a day trade, but that still only lasted for a couple days. You hit that same level of resistance and you're probably out. Go back over here to the daily trade though. This one right here, okay? 7 days right here, from there to there. I think you guys are happy with 7 days of good profit. Now, I kept on running up a teeny bit for one more day, but then it went sideways. And then what do you have? You had another breakout right there, break of structure. You could hold for another 7 days if you wanted to, or 10. This case was 2 days, 3 days, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days right here. That's a pretty good thing. You could hold for 10 days, 11 days if you wanted to, even more, and you maybe could have got the top, but overall, you're still okay. Remember, when I sold off my trades for that swing trade, I sold them off right here on the 7th. Like it's a couple days after that 10-day range. So usually 10 days or 7 days is perfectly enough. And then when you see a break of structure, you can hold on for a little bit more if you want to make that trade. Even back over here. Back when everything started to get bullish for the first time in a long time. This is back in October. This was 7, 8 days right there. 7 was the wick. Most of the time, you guys don't have to hold on for too long. What you guys are usually going to have to do is just make sure you're scaling out. I think with the appropriate way that most of you guys will do it is because you guys don't want to miss out on potential returns, which I understand, is you guys will just use that 10-day or 7-day rule as a level to scale out with. And that's probably the best thing you guys can do here. Because again, most times we have these change of characters, right? That was 3 days. You hold for like 7 days. By then you've made up most of the profit you're going to get and it comes back down. This one didn't work out, even if the oscillators were actually working in your favor. Didn't work out. You took a loss in that position. This one, again, 7 days right up here, 10 days, whatever. You got most of the profit. And again, if you want to go with the break of structure right here, you can. And then you just got to remember that is there a level of resistance over here? Oh yeah, there's some resistance over here, that type of stuff. So make sure that when we eventually do break out again, you guys aren't holding for some magnificent thing. Sometimes we just have to grind a little bit. You can make multiple trades, and it just feels good to close each trade and make some profit off of that. Right now, though, we're just trying to bounce off of the 20-day moving average. Hopefully we can. The momentum says we probably won't, but we're hoping that we can. And then we just come back up here towards 70,500 and chill there before maybe coming back down to where we are right now and kind of going sideways until at least Sunday, perhaps. That may give us a good little opportunity to just dip back down a little bit ahead of the CPI data, then using that as a bouncing off point to brings us up to all-time highs. There you go. Because right now you can see that this obviously doesn't look too beautiful, too nice. There you go. 20-day moving average. We're trying desperately to bounce off of it. Why are Bitcoin fees too high? Because it's not as efficient as a lot of other stuff out there. That's as far as I'm concerned. It's just not as efficient as a lot of stuff out there, but it's Bitcoin. It's like the first token, so people usually think about that a lot more. So kind of has like a premium on top of it as well. But yeah, it's just not as efficient. You know how they came out with like, you know, Ethereum version 2. There's things like Tron. Like Tron is my favorite personally because of how easy it is to move the money. Like the money moves very, very fast and it's very, very cheap. It's like $1 for the transfer. Holy shit, it's so useful. But like not everybody has access to Tron, right? So actually, I think there's lawsuits and stuff involved with Tron right now, like every other like XRP, anything in the banking sector. They're usually battling out, duking it out with the SEC. There we go. And hey, Sebastian, if someone's starting out to learn crypto, what's the main resource channel you'd recommend them to learn from? There's a whole host of them. It just depends on what you're trying to learn. Like some channels are better at swing trading and day trading. Most channels will actually make fake content so it looks like you're learning something, but you're really not. They're the ones that have like millions of followers, like millions of views watching their stuff. Most of the time, you're not going to learn much on those videos, unless they're a little bit more boring, which they can be. I like to get the book Trading for Dummies, Technical Analysis for Dummies. Those are 2 good books right there. And then maybe you could look at the videos about technical analysis tutorial. That'll teach you the basics. But if you guys learn technical analysis, that does not mean you guys know how to trade, though. Technical analysis for beginners. This one's an hour long, right? This could be okay for you. Again, usually you're missing so much information there. You're missing so much information. But it's you know, maybe the TO one maybe will be better. Yeah, this may be the best one here, but it's just it's rough to learn on using YouTube because YouTubers, including myself, we leave so much out because we've all gotten to the point where a lot of the basic stuff kind of just skips through our mind, which is why sometimes I do my tutorials. I do them very long and boring, like because I have to remember every little detail that you guys are supposed to remember or learn as you guys get better. If you're looking for a strategy after you become good at trading, or after you become more knowledge about how to buy, sell, you know, stop losses, leverage, all that good stuff. If you go over to YouTube, I have that video where I teach you guys my strategy. I think my strategy is good if people follow it. People usually don't follow it because there's not as many trading opportunities, but when you can trade, you can. CryptoFace has a good trading strategy as well, but he has a course that you have to get for that. Not a course, a tool, I should say. Go type in Smart Money Concepts Lux Algo and scroll down a little bit till you see my head right here. It's like a 10-minute video that teaches you how to set everything up. If you want to learn everything about the indicator, go right here to Smart Money Guide and it'll break everything down like half an hour. But again, most people that I found on YouTube, they don't really have time for a half an hour, so it's kind of a really weird setup that you have to do on YouTube. There you go. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'm getting into that FFIE one next Monday. I was hoping my cash would settle because I didn't want to do it on my TD Ameritrade account, but I'll be buying, I think, $2 calls that expire in mid-August, and I'm gonna probably buy 2 or 3 calls. I forget how much they cost now since the price went up today, but I'm hoping that will actually make me some good money. You know, again, as a YOLO gamble, but it could be kind of fun to play around with it. And hey, Daryl, happy to see you, man. Right now, $49 per transfer right now. Holy moly. I don't use Bitcoin to transfer at all. I don't actually know who does. I'm not a big Bitcoin transfer fan. I don't think I've used it. Have I ever used Bitcoin to transfer? I don't believe I have. I don't believe I have. No, I definitely have. I haven't really thought about it too much, to be honest. It's rare that I make those types of transfers. It's very rare. I'm still new here. Do you have to know any videos or tutorials that talk about how to read CPI, RSI, ECT, and how to apply to trading? You're probably not going to read CPI. If you're talking about like inflation data, you're probably not going to read that. That's very boring and technical stuff where it's like a whole list of items and it talks about how things are going up and down. That's like reading spreadsheet type of stuff with a little bit of paragraphs in between. It's very rough stuff. You don't have to do that. Use ChatGPT and have it break everything down for you. You could literally get the charts from the government. You can upload those charts to GPT and it can break down everything for you, like everything. It's really cool. I'll do that on Wednesday. I'll show you how to do that. As far as RSI and ECT, they will be, well, I know you mean etc., but there are tutorials out there. You just have to search for them. Most are going to be okay. most of the stuff I see on YouTube, it's okay. The issue with YouTube is most tutorials not comprehensive because YouTube does not promote a comprehensive style of teaching, you know? So when I make my videos and I make them kind of dry and kind of boring, honestly, they are boring. I can't deny that. They're not designed for the algorithm. Like, let me go over here to one of my friends has a channel. So actually, don't even use my friends. Go over here to Smart Money Concepts. Right? Here's Tom's video, right? I'm gonna reveal the only 5 to 7. Give me a second out of here. All right, you see how he kind of has all these animations going on? You see how it's kind of more of a, not so much of a tutorial focused video. He's explaining things, but it's not gonna give you the same detailed stuff. When people are rewatching parts, it's just how to download it. And you see how they lose a little bit more interest over here once he goes into explaining it. It's not Tom's fault. Everybody does this. People just lose interest if they're having some type of issue with it, right? Because the way you explain it, like right here, you see how there's a brick of structure right there? There's one right there and there's one right there. If you buy this one, you lose money because of course it just goes down after you buy it, even though that was a green signal right there. It's very time consuming to explain, hey, you probably shouldn't buy this one. Here's why. And that slows down everything because his video has such a great vibe to it. Like, it's a smooth experience. You can see that experience. That's smooth, right? However, if you go to something like mine, which is much more boring, much longer, even my 10-minute video here, right? It's just me in a freaking circle, breaking down everything that you have to do, listing it. It shows you how to set up everything on your windows. That way you guys can do the strategy. And then there's like literally from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, like 5 minutes of just pure strategy. And then, just breaking down every way you would actually use to trade this with Bitcoin, 4-hour charts, looking on that stuff, MACD and stochastic for this particular trade. The algorithm doesn't really promote the stuff the way you would think it does. So YouTube, don't always look for the videos that have the highest views, especially because some of them they don't teach you anything. There are videos, I think, that Tom's, like, they can give you a pretty good idea of what's going on. But if you're trying to figure out what every little box does when you're setting everything up, those are where my tutorials come in. They're not going to be as exciting, I tell you that now. But they're informative. NA Bills, happy to see my man. 332,000 unconfirmed transactions result of centralized exchange OKX collecting and sorting through wallets. The F? Oh. Boring. I mean, that's my style. I'm about to make some more tutorials for you guys coming up. I'll make a post on here. Let me do this very fast before I forget, because I will forget after all this stuff I'm doing here tonight. Quick post. There you go. What tutorial videos do you want me to make next week? And I'll just post that. If you guys want to give me an idea about what to make, let me know. Again, they won't be as exciting, but usually I can pretty much learn whatever I need to learn. Because again, I don't know everything about trading. I have my style. My style fits me. But if I need to learn something, it usually takes about a day or two. Then I can make a video about it. And I have like a couple books I just go into and I do the old-fashioned researching. The books are a little bit better than YouTubers, in my opinion. The books just seem a little bit more of a formal place to get information. Let's go back over here. There we are. Oh, Cointelegraph. Okay, that's what I was going to look up. So, what exactly was going on here? I don't see anything here as far as transactions, so it must not be the biggest news as far as they're concerned. Here's what happened in crypto today, maybe? There we go. Bitcoin network transaction fees temporarily spike. On June 7th, the Bitcoin network experienced a sharp rise in transaction fees, largely driven by the 332,000 unconfirmed transactions. According to the blockchain analysis of Colin Wu, the blockchain analyst Colin Wu, the processing backlog was caused by crypto exchange OKX, which seemed to have been collecting and sorting through wallets. However, this wasn't independently confirmed at the time of the publication. At their peak, high-priority transactions cost 514 satoshis, wow, to process, whereas low-priority transactions cost 513. Transaction fees amounted to $50 to $52 in the United States. So, fourth having event, yeah, that's old news. Okay, so let me go over here. The Bitcoin network is currently experiencing a sharp increase in network fees. We already know about that. Yeah, we said that same thing. It's the same goddamn thing, but they just refocused all the paragraphs. Oh my gosh. They literally just redid the whole thing and put it as a whole new article. Oh, that's vile. That's vile. Okay, here we go. Okay, X Twitter. There we go. God, fuck. Can't believe I bought into that one. Alright, here we go. Earlier this week, we listed ULT. Ready for the lazy weekend. I haven't heard anything about it. Okay, so I'm gonna type in OKX Bitcoin now. There we go. Just in, Bitcoin fee spiking as the OKX exchange appears to be bidding against itself in a massive consolidation operation gone wrong. Oh. Bidding against itself, that's interesting right there. Breaking rune mints have grinded to a halt over the past 6 hours after crypto exchange OKX drives Bitcoin fees to over 500 Satoshi while consolidating UTXOs. Let's see. If you have Bitcoin and OKX get it off of there, they are literally hemorrhaging Bitcoin for no reason. Yeah, that is kind of wonky. Yeah, I wonder what they're doing. There's no announcement that they put out there for it. Yeah. Okay, there's not really much news about it as far as I'm concerned. It's all the same stuff here. Hopefully more news comes out or OKX does put out a statement, because that is kind of crazy to be bidding against yourself. That seems actually pretty stupid. And hey, RDC, I appreciate that. Guys, if you can, make sure to go over to the account and go over to community. You know, give it a like and then comment down what you guys are looking for. And I can definitely make some videos there. I've been looking to do videos for a time. I haven't posted that much over the last few weeks, and I really need to. I've just been like slammed with a bunch of stuff getting ready for that Texas event, meeting this guy. I have a meeting with him and his team Tuesday at 11 p.m. at night. So yeah, it's going to be my schedule's kind of all wonky from the conference here, which is why I took the day off last night. Well, actually that was because of my car, but still. But yeah, answer the question away if you want to. I'll be happy to make some more tutorials for you guys. Let me get rid of this one right here. We don't need it right now. You like boring? I like boring too. Again, trading is very boring to me, but the money behind it is very, very good. That's how I would describe it, honestly. It's not always going to be pretty, because sometimes you do lose, but it's like going up 3 steps, coming back 1, coming up 3 steps, you know, but it's like really going up 10 steps, coming down 1, you know, maybe coming up another 10 steps, coming down 1.5, going back up another 10 steps, coming back like 3. You know, it kind of depends, because the better you become at it, the more you risk, and so it can mess up your trading style a little bit. But overall, if you just follow the directions, it usually works out pretty well. But you know, that's just me, which is why I said again, most of you guys for swing trading, you guys typically only have to wait like 7 to 10 days on average, maybe 7 to 13 days if you're really trying to push it. And after you have that big move, it's solid gains. You kind of just sell. You can rebuy in at the next bigger structure, and you're good to go. But not everybody likes to do trade like that. A lot of people want to just keep on making more and more money, but like at that point, don't go into Bitcoin, go into altcoins, and then don't even worry about when to buy altcoins. Just dollar cost average them, because they're going to be moving up so fast anyway. You don't want to be the guy that FOMO'd into an altcoin. You want to be the guy that bought into altcoin when it was like really trashy low, and then it kind of spiked to really crazy levels. You want to be able to sell up there without having any fear of like, oh, I sold 50% of it right here. Oh, but it's still going higher. Oh, who the fuck cares? You just made a shit ton of money. You know, be happy that you made that money. The money is the happy part. The learning is the boring part. Why are they consolidating UTXOs? I'm not entirely sure, actually. I'm not entirely sure as well. Nobody's been talking about why they're doing it here. Like 20 hours ago, nobody's talking about why. Here. So just in Bitcoin fee spiking, right? But it doesn't say why. Appears to be bidding against itself. Appears, you know. Backlog of 332 unconfirmed transactions. Blockchain analysis Colin Wu linked the conduction to crypto exchange OKX high priority transactions. So maybe let's go over here and find this Colin Wu guy, right? Maybe that's it. Let me just search for Colin Wu. Colin just buried Lord Trump. Oh, that's not Colin Wu. That's that dinner thing that happened with the rich people. No, so I can't find this Colin Wu type of guy. Maybe let's see. There you go. Wu blockchain, Substack. So maybe if it's okay. No. Okay, so let me go over here to his username. I copied his username. I'll go here and I'll type in Twitter. Oh, fuck's sake. There you go. Not Substack. There we go. There's always a way. So we blockchain. According to Mempool, the current Bitcoin network fee has soared to 520 satoshis, $52, and it's been a congested state. It is suspected that OKX is sorting and collecting user wallets. There are more than 330,000 unconfirmed transactions on the Bitcoin network. And the memory usage is 1.3 gigabytes. That's not a lot. Let's see. Binance still leads in liquidity. Well, that's good to see. Let's see. Bybit. I always forget about Bybit, that Bybit's actually there, right? What sucks is like only Coinbase is something that I can use on this list. That's what I hate about this is the government has blocked all of these from being in my area except for Coinbase, which is just such a shitty time. You know, I'd rather be able to trade on those ones, right? Especially Binance. I prefer Binance more than anything else in the world, Binance. But I'm gonna have to move out of the country if I want to use Binance. I am moving out of the country, right? All right, so still not much news given overall about what happened though. So we'll have to figure that out. The more size I take trading, the more conservative I am now. Oh yeah, that definitely makes sense here. You're trying not to nuke your account. You know, you're wise enough now not to nuke your account. So many people are not wise enough to not nuke their account. That's volume coming in. Yeah, I mean, right now, so far, it's been a pretty good day. I mean, you know, with the volume that came in, it was actually a good day. If you think about everything that went on, it was really just that job support that made things worse. But I'm okay with that, I would say, at this point in time. We'll figure it out. It'll happen slowly. We all know that, but I think things overall in a pretty decent shape. I'm not really concerned with Bitcoin here, like I said before. Maybe Bitcoin comes down to like $67,000 tomorrow. Maybe we're down $2,500. Again, I'm still not like crazily mad about something like that. What I'm upset about primarily is altcoins have been taking a shitter today. Like they've just been getting fucking destroyed. And so if they're getting destroyed, you know, I have a lot of money in altcoins as well. So I'm hoping that Bitcoin can just do what it needs to do, just hold on for a little bit longer here before eventually taking that dip. I'm trying to move past 2,000 shares on a trade swing, but I'm very leery playing with that much. Yeah, I could totally get that. And Coinbase is blocked here. Yeah, I mean, the laws in America are so bad because we have no laws in place, really. So what you guys have to do, honestly, I'll make a video about this. Like, it's really up to you guys every now and again. And I know that sounds stupid. I know that sounds like work, and I guess it is work, but it's like 5 minutes out of your day at the most, you know? Call up your local senator or House Representative member for the federal level and be like, hey, please make this legislation, you know? And then if you have another 5 minutes, call your local state representative and your state senator and be like, hey, down in my state capital, you guys please make some rational policy decisions. I myself am about to get more into politics here pretty soon, not at the federal level, but in the state level, to try to explain the benefits of having people be able to use some of these exchanges going on, even if they do have like the shittier tokens on them. You know, why that's better than going on to maybe a smaller exchange, like, I don't know, something like really, really small, relying on swapping, you know, that type of stuff. So, you know, that's coming down the road here. We'll see how all that stuff turns out. But yeah, I'm going to be talking to politicians and doing a lobbying stuff here pretty soon. A little bit of a sneak peek for that. The law, it shouldn't be this difficult, but the people usually making the laws, they just don't really have a full understanding. So they kind of just, one person says something, they all kind of like, oh, okay, I get that. But then they really don't have the full picture, you know? Because usually the person that has access to them in the first place might not be the most honest of people. They may be a real corporate lobbyist or a lobbyist that wants to protect a certain sector, banking, you know. So it's a little bit different here. It's a little bit different. Trav VPN, what do you call? Yeah, I mean, but you can get punished for using a VPN. So like people just don't use it sometimes. And so it's a whole process. Again, I'm fixing this process by moving out next year. Next year I'm moving. And I think that's going to be perfectly fine for me. I'm going to find my spot in Panama or Thailand. I don't know. It really depends on... I think Panama is still the #1 choice. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. Thailand is something of a larger move where I'm going to have to take like a full 2 years to prepare for it, because I'm probably going to... I'm going to have to find a very special way to get Loki over there where he doesn't have to fly under the bottom of the plane. I really don't want him to do that. But I'm thinking of taking one of those large container ships over there. Not the container ships, but there are some ships that are special that go from like the Seattle or LA all the way over to Japan. And then from Japan, I can get them over to Thailand pretty darn easily, right? I mean, at worst, I go to Japan, I rent a private jet from Japan to Thailand. And that may cost me like 20,000 bucks, but it'd be definitely worth it for Loki not having to freak out about all that type of stuff, right? Anyone got liquidated today? I hope you guys didn't get liquidated. I hope you guys had a stop loss before that. Again, it really depends. No, I'm not going to go over my strategy, and you guys know my strategy by now. Everybody has their own strategies, but if you guys got liquidated today, make sure you have a stop loss. You really shouldn't be getting liquidated unless the trade itself is built off of an isolated trade. And you're just like, okay, it's either going to get liquidated on this position, everything else is fine. And then if it takes off, and I'm making a bunch of money there, right? NordVPN, oh, yeah. Let's see, punished? Oh, who got punished? Girls are easier in Thailand, though. I just know a few people that are moving to Thailand as well, and I have a couple personal friends I have over there too, or YouTube friends out there too. So I think Thailand is probably the best place for me. It just seems like it's such a struggle to get Loki over there. Like, the private jet cost alone would be insane. And most places don't allow dogs in the cabin anymore because of all the people that took stupid animals over there before. But like... Right. Starting like 2,000 bucks per an hour. But that's a turboprop. I need a light jet probably. That's 5,000 bucks per an hour. Times like 15 hours, 16 hours, you know. That can be that's quite a bit here. But I think you know, cruise from Japan to Seattle. 14-night Seattle to Tokyo cruise. Let's see. So it's like $1,000 per person. Plus maybe, I don't know how much for a dog. But I mean, I could totally pay for that. I mean, that. Oh, you guys can't see the price, but yeah. I mean, that's incredibly cheap, right? Incredibly cheap. So that wouldn't be bad. I could even get probably a nice room and pay like $2,000, $3,000 for that. So Loki has more space, of course. But I think I need to get him one of those certifications that he's an emotional support animal or he's a service animal, one of those two. So I think the emotional support is easier, but maybe I can get, yeah, I'd have to figure it out. But yeah, one of those two should be fine. And then basically I would literally just spend the whole 14 days with Loki in the room and not really do too much else outside because I'd be terrified of him doing something bad. But no balcony, no balcony spot rooms. It'd be something on the inside here that's more cozy. But yeah, so there are plans in the works, and then it's a lot easier to get a private jet or even a ferry or a charter boat, you know, from Japan to Thailand, so I can take another cruise from Japan to Thailand. So there's opportunities there. It's just I need somebody to help me manage all of that because my brain just kind of, it gets to a certain point where my brain just gets like fried thinking about it. Oh, punished for using a VPN? Oh yeah. It's stupid. It's really stupid. Check the new tax laws in Thailand. Yeah, so I got to do stuff like that too, right? I have to check that for next year too because they may even change next year. And if I don't like Thailand, again, the cool thing about being over in Asia or Latin America really, but I think even better for Asia. Oh no. There we go. Where are we at? Washington. Okay. Thailand. Right. I'm gonna be most likely be moving to a place called Chiang Mai up here. This is where I have a few friends that live. It's a city. It's not Bangkok, but it's a city. I don't think I need to be in Bangkok, honestly. I just need to be a little bit more chill. It's a little bit cooler, so Loki will be not as hot, honestly. That's kind of a big reason there. And then if I don't like it there, I can move to Malaysia. I could live in this city over here, or no, what's got here? Yeah, John something. And then Singapore is literally right across the river, which is kind of nice. Or the water, the strait. Strait, yeah. And then after that, you know, I'm probably going to live somewhere else, like maybe the Philippines for a little bit. Vietnam, I want to live for a little bit. No, I don't want to go to Taiwan, but too much stuff with China. I don't want to go to Japan. Where's that other place over here, though? Yeah, maybe over here in some of these islands if they actually have a major city. And then Bali down here. Where's Bali at? Is Bali down here? Oh, there's Bali. Yeah. Bali could be a place I go to as well. Depends on how long I can stay there on a visa, you know? So, and that'd be fine for me. And then maybe if I want to, maybe I'll do a little bit of a, you know, a trip over here later on too to Panama, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, you know. I don't know. I feel like they might kidnap me here if they know I'm a big crypto influencer though. That's the only thing that I'm ever worried about. Panama, I'm not as concerned with because they, you know, a lot more laws, military bases and whatnot over here. Or is it the military bases somewhere over here? But you know, I was looking to go to Ecuador a while ago, guys, and then all of a sudden there was a huge like cartel uprising and I was like, oh hell no, I'm not worrying about that type of shit. My stochastic setting is 25.5 or 21.55. There are 21.55, 21.55 for mine. The only reason I have it set that way is because your typical stochastic has so many bad, like so many signals. I like mine to be dumbed down a little bit, and they've pretty much just turned into moving averages here. If you were to cut out one of these things, it would be the stochastic. But I think the stochastic really excels in telling you guys when you guys might be willing to sell. Like for instance here, you see the stochastic get turned over a lot earlier than everything else. If you listen to this one right there, That was a pretty good selling point, especially if you buy right here. That's still a pretty good level. Like, hey, we're cooling off a little bit. It might be better to sell. You know, even if you're selling at resistance and you've scaled out some up here, it's like, oh, yeah, something, you know, it would die. The momentum's dying off a little bit faster and not much happened. It's almost like it kind of helps you just like not have as much money in the market deployed if you don't have to. You know, why would you have your money in a sideways market? It doesn't make much sense unless you're getting like dividends or something. Same thing over here. See, it crossed. This was Thursday the 9th. Right? Sell right here on this top day. And boom, you kind of saved yourself a little bit of time. Change your character came along. Then, of course, the next one. Had a crossover right here on the 1st of April. Right there. Hey, that saved you a little bit, didn't it? You know? One right here on the 11th of April. Right there. Saved you a little bit. It just kind of gives you like, hey, you might think about selling here, you know? Then, of course, when everything else is good, you can still buy as long as everything's fine. But you can see there wasn't really many buying opportunities here that were good because the MACD wasn't turned green. So, a little more mixed. There's different ways to use it. There's a whole bunch of different ways. I'm trying to figure out a way to like do this tutorial, but it's so complicated because I make it complicated with my ADHD. Yeah, I need to be able to like articulate in like what's the proper way to say it. I need to be able to organize my thoughts properly while I make these tutorials and organize the information in a way that makes it more easily understood by you guys. And I've been having a lot of trouble with that because I usually stutter a lot and I freeze a little bit when I'm streaming, or not even streaming, just you know, making content. And it's because I'm trying to think about like what you guys are thinking about at the same time. So my brain kind of like goes into this loop-de-loop situation where I'm like, blah, 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 and then I usually start all over, which takes a lot of time, which stresses me out. And I kind of just give up for a couple days and then come back refreshed. Then maybe I'll do it better. But it's a process, which I don't like it to be that long of a process. So, you know. Have I ever traded pocket options? No options, no options. No, I have never tried that before. Great circle route for the West Pacific would be epic. Shipping, no passengers. Yeah, I mean, what do you call it? I would love to find an easy way to do that. As long as I can take Loki, I don't care. Right? I hope he's not seasick. That's the only thing. But most ships, you're not going to be flown all that way, right? Oh, thanks, Bueno Bars. Oh yeah, it should be fine. Like I'm fine with Panama and stuff like that. Just other places, I'm just not entirely sure. You know, so I'll figure it out down the road. I think Thailand is at the top of my list right now, but honestly, Panama is probably more likely at this point, just because of the ease of getting Loki over there. And drink more water. Oh, trust me, I know. I know. I have a bunch of sparkling water, a bunch of it. When I go to the cigar lounge tonight, I'm gonna be drinking some sparkling water. You got that right? And hey, Daryl, I appreciate it. What do you call it? Remember, I've been streaming for a while. I'm trying to figure out how to get those views up to like 1,000 people watching me at a time. But maybe it's because I don't stream during the day and I get the night crowd. But the night crowd, you guys always seem so much more chill than the people watching me in the morning. People in the morning are like kind of crazy people, like, oh yeah, let's go. Blah, blah, blah. And like, bro, I just woke up. I can't do this. But yeah, who knows? But all right, everybody, I'm gonna call it a night for a stream. I'm probably gonna do like a 1 o'clock in the morning stream or a 1:30 in the morning stream, and then no, I'm gonna get some sleep tonight. Normally I take this Sundays off and Saturdays I try to keep off. I am gonna stream Saturday. I'm gonna stream Sunday because everything is gonna be so important leading up to this. I may take off Monday or Tuesday of next week, or even maybe next Thursday. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm gonna be taking off a day soon. Until then, just keep an eye out for my midnight videos. Keep an eye out for my midday videos and any videos I put out there. Just if you see my head flopping around, try to click on that video. Don't worry about supporting it, but I try to tell you guys about some of these moves before they happen. But I won't know. See, I didn't know about this move until 9 o'clock yesterday in the morning, right? That's when we had this drop. And I said, hey, be careful. We're starting to tip back over here, and that tipping over is going to lead to something a little bit worse where we may actually start coming back down. I said to this support level here, but we even came down to the next step here. So again, keep an eye out for those videos. It's just the easiest way for me to explain to you guys what exactly my thoughts are. All right. So hopefully you guys are having a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for sure. Maybe even twice tomorrow if we have a good opportunity there. Thanks.